So we will start climate change in Pakistan. Pakistan is most vulnerable to the climate change. Recent monsoon monstrous floods are the candid instances in this regard. The floods wreaked havoc on account of many reasons. Firstly, neither the country nor its people had ever expected that the monsoon will rain cats and dogs means heavily. So they were prepared for the rains on account of the previous annual ratio of the concerned rains. The rains caused much more damage to the country than ever expected. Secondly, the flood hit regions were mostly rural territories. Living in Kachi Abadi, whose only source of income was agriculture and livestock. The death ratio in such regions, by the virtue of climate change related floods, was higher on a grand scale. Besides their houses made of simple bricks and mud, they had their livestock and agriculture lands to protect. Amid such scenario, many of them lost their lives. They did not lost their lives. They did not only lost their lives, but also their houses, livestock, and agriculture. Undeniably, agriculture contributes a lot to the GDP, growth development product of the country. The monstrous rains proved a heavy blow to the country's economy. Factually, the global south, apart from the industrialized world, have very less contribution in carbon emissions. Yet, they are paying for the miseries caused by the developed nations. The COP27 held in Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt, also acknowledged the developed countries' part in the global carbon emissions. And similarly, a multi-millionaire euro program named as Global Shield Against Climate Action to protect vulnerable countries against climate disaster was set. Pakistan's representatives in COP27, mainly the Minister for Climate Change, Sherry Rehman, appreciated the document containing the written commitment for the establishment of a loss and damage financing facility. Yet, we are not sure whether this fund will be successfully provided to the climate change vulnerable countries or not, because we have experienced 2011 adaptation fund which fell short of its promise. The flood hit people living miserably in tents provided by NGOs and other humanitarian agencies are facing yet another catastrophe in shape of extreme cold weather conditions especially in Balochistan and some other parts of Pakistan. The survivors are also facing malnutrition, especially their kids are affected by it. The mortality ratio among the pregnant women is yet another existential threat to tackle with. It is rightly said that it never rains, but it pours. Now, the global world has to beef up its efforts to take out the country from this crisis.